Live from clickorlando.com, News 6 Plus, and WKMG. We're getting results in your neighborhood now at 6:30 p.m.
Good evening. This is News 6 at 6:30, getting results. Thank you for joining us here live on News 6 Plus. I'm Ginger Gadsden.
And I'm Justin Warmouth. We start tonight with an update on a police officer who got burned saving his dog when his house caught on fire. He is now almost ready to go back to work. Just 2 weeks ago, Melbourne officer Anthony Sirocco escaped with his life. He has since been recovering in a big way financially, too, because of a GoFundMe started by his friend.
Yeah, News 6's James Barbero spoke to that friend last week about how the fire started. Now James is going back to the house to catch up with the courageous officer himself in this inspiring update.
So I'm back in the officer's neighborhood for the first time in more than a week. In my first story, he had a doctor's appointment, so he wasn't ready to talk to me then. But he's here back at his house today, and I can't wait to hopefully hear some more good news about how he's recovering. How are you, Anthony? Good to see you. Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.
You look great. How are you feeling?
I feel awesome. I really do.
So would you be comfortable taking us inside?
Absolutely. We can definitely get a good idea of the damage for sure. So this was my living room. Somehow the Christmas tree made it.
So I heard it all started because you were cooking and you fell asleep. Is that what happened?
Yeah, I woke up and I put some oil on the stove and I grabbed my dog some treats and I sat down with him right here, and next thing I know, I heard crackling like a fireplace and it was just a red glow and just smoke pouring over. I heard my dog run back into my bedroom, which is in that direction, and I just bundled him up and ran through it.
You didn't think for a second that you weren't going to save your dog's life?
I wasn't leaving without him. No, he's my shadow. Yeah. Buddy, he's 14 years old, and yeah, he's my sidekick. So,
officer, this was your house for 7 or 8 years. How does it feel when you walk through and see what's left of it?
It's emotional. I mean, it kind of brings me back to the fire and just seeing all my belongings that I've lost, that I've had for a lot of it since I was a child. It's tough to see, it really is.
It's remarkable how resilient you've been and how quickly your recovery's going. You want to be back to work soon, don't you?
Oh yeah, I mean, I wish I could already be back, but I plan on being back in less than a week, so.
It's incredible. And to the more than 200 people who have helped you raise more than $20,000 towards your recovery, what would you like to say to those people right now? Honestly,
it is humbling, and it's what has gotten me through the worst moment of my life. Can't thank everybody enough. I can't put it into words.
An amazing new year for you. Happy New Year, Officer Sirocco.
Thank you.
All
Happy
the best.
New Year to
Thank
you
you
too.
very much.
I really appreciate it. I really do.
In Brevard County, I'm James Barbero, getting results, News 6.
Okay, there's so many layers to that story, and everyone is emotional. I'm a wreck right now because I just love that he went back in for his dog.
For his 14-year-old dog. Sidekick. I mean, we can all relate to that.
And I would do, I mean, I think any of us would do the same thing you think. And also, shout out to that friend, because that is a good friend to get that ball rolling. All right, the cooler air today was just a taste of what is expected for Central Florida. So how much colder is it going to get?
We know who to go for the answer for that. Meteorologist Julie Broughton pinpointing the Arctic blast that's still coming. We got a few of them heading our way.
Yeah, we've got a lot going on, but bottom line is it's going to get cold and stay cold as we roll through the next several days. Already pretty chilly area-wide. Here's what it looks like right now as we take a live look in Volusia County. This is our Daytona Beach sky cam. We've been watching some of these rides get fired up there throughout the evening hours. 53 degrees right now in Daytona Beach with winds coming in out of the northeast at 6 miles per hour. So it is feeling brisk out there. Elsewhere, we're already at 51 for those of you in Palm Coast. Ocala down to 55. The Villages is at 52 degrees, and we're still sitting at 61 in Orlando, and Kissimmee also holding on to 61 degrees. Now we are looking at some major cool downs. We are tracking a series of fronts. Our first front comes through tomorrow. That means as we head into the weekend, we're looking at highs on Saturday, struggling to get out of the 50s for a lot of us. Then on Monday, we'll see a mild day ahead of front number 2, but then behind that, we will see temperatures dipping into the 30s. And by the end of next week, we are talking about another front. And that means by next weekend, looking at some of the long range models, we could see lows in the 20s. We'll break all of this down for you with your 7-day forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Julie, we'll see you then. Thank you. Get pinpoint weather on the go, plus use live interactive radar with our free News 6 Pinpoint Weather app. Just search WKMG in your app store. Well, would you buy a sailboat for $1. That's what a boat is being listed for on Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace in New Smyrna Beach.
It sounds fantastic, right? Because there's a catch.
There's always a catch.
It's been beached, and it will cost a pretty penny to remove it. The boat is also creating quite a spectacle while its owner waits for somebody to buy it. News 6's Molly Reed is in New Smyrna Beach with how it ended up there in the first place and what it will take to remove it.
As you can see, it's a pretty big sailboat, so it's become quite the attraction here. It's been here for about 10 days now. Now, the owner tells me he was trying to sail from St. Augustine down to the Dominican Republic around December 22nd when he decided to anchor for the night, but the rough seas pushed it onto the beach here. He now has 30 days to remove it unless someone wants to buy it from him. Why are you trying to sell the boat now?
So for me, it's been quite a good run. For 8 years or so, I've been sailing down from Annapolis, Maryland, ICW, ocean passages, just learning about boat, learning about sailing, experience life on the water.
Despite the times together, Alan Escar has the 1977 Erickson 34 sailboat named the Decoy listed online for just $1. Escar says it is a well-equipped and rare model.
It will last another 50 years with the right treatment and right care.
So what's the catch to the $1? Well, Escar says the person who buys it would have to figure out how to remove it themselves. He says for him to remove it by land would cost him about $20,000 at least.
I would have to go through my pension savings and allocate amount of money which potentially will last me a couple of years living without worries.
And he doesn't have the time to try and remove it another way.
I feel bad for the guy. Looks like it went through a lot.
Escar says he has a few people interested trying to figure out how they could remove it, but no sales just yet.
Somebody that has his own equipment to remove it, it would be worth it.
Yeah.
But for me or somebody else to pay for it, it's a lot of money for that.
Now, despite the attention for the $1 ads for the boat, Escar says there is a third option he's likely going to take, which is surrendering the ownership over to Volusia County. The county would then remove it. He says it's less of a hassle and gamble. If he had not sold it or removed it himself, he could have faced some pretty hefty fines from the state or even up to a year in jail. In New Smyrna Beach, Volusia County, I'm Molly Reed, getting results, News 6.
I mean,
you drive over any causeway, right? And you see those derelict boats all over, and you're wondering, why are they there? Why are they still there?
Cost a whole lot of money.
They cost so much to remove.
Yeah.
And it's something that you don't necessarily realize, and but that's a good indicator right there, $1.
I'll take it for $1, but I ain't moving it.
Nope.
Legislation filed at the state capitol would create a universal free school breakfast and lunch program for all public school students in the entire state. Currently, some school districts offer all students free meals. Other districts have some students receiving free and reduced meal prices based on income. While the cost of meals varies from school to school in some counties, Senate bill sponsor Lori Berman says all children do better in school when they are not hungry.
We know that children can't learn if they're hungry. So they're not going to succeed in school. They're not going to do well if they're coming to school hungry. So this will eliminate that barrier for a segment of the children.
The legislation will be considered during the 2025 session, which starts March 4th.
Now to a reported explosion at a home near Mount Dora. This is what's left of this house. Just look at that, in ruins along West Main Street. A man is in the hospital after neighbors say he was actually buried under all this rubble. News 6's Jarrell Baker made contact with his family and has an update on his condition.
They're coming, Dennis. They're coming, bud.
This is video of Dennis Fox struggling to escape after his mobile home blew to pieces Tuesday in Mount Dora just hours before the new year. Neighbors said the explosion was terrifying.
We come outside. I see all the debris, but I had not yet looked at the neighbor's house, and when I did, oh my gosh, I panicked because I knew that he was home.
We now know that the victim from this home explosion, Dennis Fox, was pulled from the rubble and airlifted to Orlando Regional Medical Center. Now his family says that he is still in the trauma unit recovering. We reached out to Fox's ex-wife. She said that Fox is conscious but still disoriented and he lives alone. Many neighbors are wondering what caused the explosion. We reached out to Lake County Sheriff's Office. Officials say that they're currently investigating the cause of the explosion. In Mount Dora, Jarrell Baker getting results, News 6.
That is quite a way to start the year. You just don't think about something like that happening.
No,
it's
absolutely not. But what a nice update that he is alive.
Yeah,
Because you look at that and it's like, wow.
Well, did anybody make it out of there alive?
Absolutely. Well, let's take a look at what's trending right now on Central Florida's #1 news website, clickorlando.com. This strange Orlando superhero was a mystery for years. Back in February 2018, a YouTube video went viral showing the actions of Ratman. That's right, Ratman. In the video, he's reportedly fighting off a would-be bike thief on the UCF campus. The university's Reddit page flooded with posts from students who wanted to know more about this mysterious figure. So last year, documentarian James Barry posted a video about the origins of the campus hero, and News 6 has talked to him. You can find out those origins of Ratman by going to clickorlando.com.
I mean, Ratman now needs a theme song, right?
I don't know what that would be.
I don't know either, but
you don't want to mess with Ratman doing good work, though, stopping bike thieves.
Don't do the crime if you can't do the time.
That's right.
Ratman's going to come get you. And here are some of the other trending stories right now over on clickorlando.com. Will the Social Security Fairness Act become law? The act features plans to amend Social Security rules for millions. Last Friday, the bill finally hit President Biden's desk. He has until January 8th to sign it, which would be 10 days after receipt of the bill. If he leaves it unsigned while Congress is not in session, then the bill will be vetoed by default. The current Congress is set to end on January 3rd. Biggest events, festivals coming to Central Florida in 2025. The best part about living in Central Florida, the endless number of happenings going on all around. We've put together a month-by-month list of some of the biggest events and festivals coming to Central Florida this year. You can check that out on our website, clickorlando.com. I know Comic-Con is one of the big ones.
That's a big
brings
one.
a lot of people to town.
They got an act at Kia Center. Nate Bargatze, the guy's like,
oh my
become
God.
this like huge. That was
He's
a
the new
gift.
Seinfeld or something.
He might be. He's
seriously,
clean and he just
love him. Love him.
That humor's great, and that's what I got my parents for Christmas. So
oh
I
my
got them
gosh,
tickets to go see Nate Bargatze. They're big fans.
You get Son of the Year. All right, why does Florida have so many cities with the word winter?
Well, coming up in News 6 at 6:30, News 6 anchor and insider guide Crystal Moyer will explain the origin. But first.
If this is you inside your garage pushing the light button and nothing's lighting up, I'm going to show you how to make it light up. And it's a lot easier than you think. It should be as simple as just screwing in a light bulb. I'm News 6 anchor Eric Von Anken, the handy newsman, and we're getting results at home coming up.
You're watching News 6 at 6:30 live on News 6 Plus. We're getting results in Belle Isle, Celebration, and all of Central Florida. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
All right, if you are running low on cash after the holidays, and who isn't, and have a home project you need done,
We know the guy to call for this. News 6 anchor and Eric Von Anken is always sharing ways to tackle your projects quickly and easily.
Nikki! Hey, it's Eric Von Anken, the handy newsman. I brought with me Destiny with her handy tool belt.
Nice of you to come.
Of course, you have a dark garage.
I have night blindness.
Night blindness.
And we're
okay.
going into dark months. Let me show you how dark it is even in the daylight.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's pretty dark.
This should be as simple as screwing in a light bulb.
Okay.
Step one is get up to the motor because this is where the light bulb is. And I should tell you, we get this question all the time. People are asking us what type of bulb is in here and how do I get to it? That's step two. Most garage door motors have a cover covering the light, like this one. Some actually have two. Most of the time, to take it off, you just lift the cover over the tabs on the side and slide it down.
Wait, Eric, I swear my cover's held together with screws.
And Destiny, actually, that's a really good point. I should tell you that some of these covers are held closed by screws, but here's the thing. Pass me that, Destiny. So typically, they're Phillips screws, and this is a Phillips driver, which I bet you have at your house. Step three is to screw in a light bulb.
Well, Eric, even you can't mess that up. Wait.
Wait a second.
Even you can't mess that up.
This bulb wasn't bad. It was just loose.
It was just loose?
Okay. Sometimes this may happen. You just might have a loose light bulb and you don't necessarily have to swap it out. But either way, now you know how to open it up and now you know what's in there. All right, Nikki, we're ready for you.
All right. Is this trick or treater the real thing?
I think you're about to find out. I'm going to let you do the honors.
Great.
Well, look at that.
Finally,
I'll
I'm
take
living
that.
in the light. It's
was
really
nice.
great. Awesome. I have tried to get people for months.
Will you email us and we show
We
up?
got you. Yeah.
And so you could send us an email too at gettingresultsathome@wkmg.com. And next week we might just show up at your door. For now in Winter Springs, Eric Von Anken, Getting Results News 6.
yeah, I love that he was able to help her because someone pointed this out earlier. People don't call you back if you don't have a big job. It's not worth them just driving out to fix that one little problem.
That's true. And they also, I think they do that too because it costs so much to get them there.
Yeah.
And if it's like that small of a thing, like
yeah, the service fee is probably more than what.
Yeah,
what
exactly.
anything else is.
But he's the guy for it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So if you have a project you'd like Eric to tackle, send us an email at gettingresultsathome@wkmg.com. And next week, Eric might just show up at your door.
All right, let's take you outside, give you a live look. Launch Credit Union Port Cam at Port Canaveral. It's been a bit of a breezy day, especially along the coast. Nice cooler air as well, plenty of sunshine. How long will that stick, and is it here for a while?
So many questions.
We have a lot of questions. We do. And meteorologist Julie Broughton is here now. It's got a bit of a hold on us, though, in Central Florida.
Yeah, so demanding, all these questions.
I know.
But that is the story. You know, people have been talking about, is it going to snow?
Oh, my God.
Lord
Yeah.
mercy.
Don't.
Yeah, my
even.
daughter texted me earlier, and she's like, I heard it's going to snow next
On
week.
TikTok.
I'm like, well, you
Her
heard
mom's a
incorrectly.
meteorologist.
Yes, but she knew who to text.
Yeah.
But we are going to keep it cool as we roll through the next several days. Here's what it looks like for you right now in downtown Orlando. This is our Light Orlando Delivering Hope Together camera showing clear skies, a beautiful evening for us. Right now we're sitting at 61 degrees downtown. Our winds are coming in out of the northeast at 8 miles per hour. And that northerly component to our winds behind a cold front that came through yesterday has kept us on the cool side today. Your almanac page showing we topped out at 66. Our morning low today was 47, 72, and 50 are the normal temperatures this time of year. Now, a reminder, those of you in Marion County, especially central and western Marion County, County, where you see that blue shading, you are under a frost advisory through the overnight hours. And I think we'll likely see more frost advisories issued this weekend as things really cool down even a little bit further for us on Sunday. Right now, we're already at 50 degrees in Palm Coast. You've dropped to 52 in the Villages. It is 59 in Winter Haven, and you're still holding on to 61 degrees right now in Titusville. Here is your hour-by-hour forecast featuring Cuddle Fluff, and I love this. This is one of the best judgy cats we've had. His or her person who pinned her said that she's wishing everyone happy holidays. So I don't know, but I like it. I like that they shared it. 53 degrees at 9 o'clock. By 10 o'clock, we'll be at 52 degrees. Head to clickorlando.com/pins to share your pet photos with us. We absolutely love seeing them. Here's a look at your clouds and rain forecast. We saw that front go through yesterday. That is now well away from central Florida. Behind that, we have high pressure to our north sitting over Georgia. That high pressure is continuing to slide to the south and east as our next cold front approaches central Florida. So this moves through our area during the day tomorrow. I don't think it's going to bring us any rain. We may see a little bit of cloud cover as it pushes through. Those clouds clear quickly behind that as another area of high pressure builds in. Then Sunday into Monday, that's when our next cold front gets a little bit closer. That comes through on Monday. I do think when that cold front comes through on Monday, that will bring about a 20% chance of a few showers with it. And out ahead of that on Monday, thanks to those southwest winds, will actually be a little bit warmer than normal, but that is the only day in the extended forecast that we will see warm conditions. Now, here's your pinpoint accurate forecast.
Your forecast is sponsored by Florida Lottery.
Here's what you can expect when you wake up tomorrow morning. Again, remember central and western Marion counties, you are under that frost advisory. You fall to 35 overnight tonight in Ocala. The Villages, your overnight low goes to 40. 44 in Orlando, 43 in Claremont, 50 for your overnight low tonight in Cape Canaveral rather. And Mico, you go to 49. Also, you'll drop into the 30s and Flagler County up in Palm Coast. Here's how it looks for the next 7 days. 67 for your high tomorrow. Saturday, 62 in Orlando. That means some folks will struggle to get out of the 50s. The coldest night of the weekend will be Sunday morning, 40 in Orlando, 30s for a lot of our counties. Then again, that mild day on Monday before a big time cool down Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Look at those 30s. All right, Julie, thank you. And we do want to remind you today and Saturday mark the final busy travel days of the season. Leaders at Orlando International Airport say they are expecting around 182,000 travelers today and 183,000 on Saturday. And we've been keeping an eye on the security wait times throughout the day, and we've seen them as high as 44 minutes. Now, make sure to give yourself plenty of time. We'll be right back.
Coming up in the morning, a major construction project set to pick back up along the coast.
And how it's hoped the work will protect us from future hurricanes, where drivers will need to look out for lane closures.
Plus your chilly pinpoint forecast every 10 minutes. We'll see you for News 6 mornings, 5 to 7 a.m. Hey, it's your News 6 anchor and insider guide, Crystal Moyer here, and let's talk about the weather. I know many of you are not happy about the cold fronts bringing some low temps in the next couple of weeks, but here's a reminder, it's still winter. The season officially ends in March, but there are some areas in Florida with winter year-round. Well, just the name anyway. Winter Springs, Winter Garden, Winter Park, Winter Haven, even Winter Beach are all located in the Sunshine State, but you won't find snow there. Ironic.
I'm from Florida, and I also thought, like, why is this called winter? Whatever. We don't have real winter. But when you think about it, it makes sense.
I sat down with Rachel Williams, a historian here at the Orange County Regional History Center. She says the names aren't so surprising, Florida being a hot spot for snowbirds in the wintertime.
They call them winter things just because this is where they come to escape the winter. This is their, paradise in the wintertime.
Winter Park was originally named Lakeview in 1858, then renamed Osceola in 1870.
The founders, Loring Chase and Oliver Chapman, kind of was like, oh, we should have something to do with winter in our name, and it became Winter Park.
The meaning behind Winter Garden is simple.
It was the idea that you can garden in the winter.
And Winter Springs was originally incorporated as North Orlando in 1959, which caused some confusion.
It wasn't part of Orlando, and people thought it was part of the city, and it's not. And there's also other towns and cities between Orlando and what became Winter Springs. So they decided to rename it Winter Springs because there was the Winter Springs Development Company. They named it after that, but I'm not sure why that was called Winter Springs Development Company.
So the next time you're bothered by a city name like Winter Beach, just think, at least you're seeing this and not that. Over in Polk County, there's also Winter Haven and Frostproof. You can check out more on the Florida winter cities and their meanings on clickorlando.com/insider. In the studio, Crystal Moyer, Getting Results News 6.
Love a good history lesson. Yeah.
Make a lot of sense.
And I would much rather shovel sand.
Likewise.
So much more fun. Well, 2025 kicks off with one of the strongest and quickest meteor showers of the year. NASA says the Quadrantids will peak for about 6 hours on Friday. The best time to spot the meteor shower will be during pre-dawn hours.
An expert says people on the east coast of North America may see up to 25 meteors striking across the skies. Those on the west coast could see double that amount due to that later sunrise. And if skies remain clear over western Alaska, people could see more than 100 meteors per hour.
Because Alaska, there's nothing else out there but sky.
That's true. Very
it's so wide open.
Good point. Yeah,
that's awesome.
It'd be neat to see that. I don't know if I'll pre-dawn hours.
I know you guys know I'm a big nerd, so I'll...
No,
that's
you can tell us about it.
You tried to get me a cup that said bird nerd for Christmas, and
I
love it because it has birds all over it, and she knows that's my jam
That's your
now.
thing.
That should be, you wear that proudly.
I
Bird
do.
nerd.
I
love
take it.
birds.
It's a badge of honor. Thank
That's
you.
right.
And thank you for watching News 6 at 6:30. Stream News 6 online anytime on our News 6 Plus Smart TV app.
We break news on clickorlando.com. See you back at 11.